Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today, Luthor Strode dies. Nah, I'm just kidding. Luthor Strode has found another talented individual, just like the librarian, just like himself. And this time, this one seems to be more dangerous because he was created by Cain himself to be the hunter of every talented person who has crossed the line and become a threat to their existence. And for once, Luthor Strode is considered to be a threat to the existence of the talented people. So sit back, relax, and enjoy my story. We pick up our story with Luthor facing off against the fat man, who for some reason just made it apparent that he has the same abilities as Luthor himself. But he made one thing clear: Luthor can be greater than he is right now. But the thing that's holding him back was Petra herself. She is considered to be a distraction. He can't even fight to his fullest potential because she is in the room. So, he decided to teach Luthor a lesson, tossing him to another room. He was that strong. Pulling up to Petra, he was about to kill her, threatening her with some crude words, but he knew that that would trigger Luthor and Luthor attack. This was just to show that Luthor is too emotional, that he strikes without thinking. So, after tossing him to the side, Luthor just looked to Petra and said, "Please leave." It has become very apparent that she was really a distraction. So after she left, Luthor felt free. And when the fat man attacked, he caught it, but still, this guy was also talented, so he wasn't really weak, just fat. But that one kick wasn't enough to put Luthor down. They both got ready to attack, and they attacked. But the fat man was fast, tossing 8 shurikens directly at Luthor's chest and arms. These shurikens were laced with poison, strong enough to paralyze an elephant or a rhino. But Luthor was different. And he knew Luthor was different, so he thought it best to explain why he was capturing Luthor in this manner. He was the hunter. Because people like Luthor, the librarian, they're a big risk. If left unchecked, they could conquer the world and destroy it. And humanity was starting to notice their presence, meaning they started to hunt them together. And the numbers were just too much. So Cain, the creator of this technique, decided to create a hunter charged with tracking down and containing the ability users that cross the line, that seeks to just use their powers whenever they want to, killing whoever, and also restraining himself because he knew he could not be controlled. So Cain was currently in prison somewhere on planet Earth. He also made it clear that all this time he has been the one protecting Luthor. Luthor has been on a killing spree, killing as much bad guys as he possibly could. But for some reason, he was not a wanted man. He was not on the news. He was not everywhere. He was even a myth. Apparently, the hunter had been erasing all traces of Luthor's presence, killing whoever knew the truth. And now, he was here to just contain him. But Luthor was not going down without a fight. Using one of his teeth, he took out the medicine, because every inch of him was a weapon. He took out all the shurikens as well, because even while drugged, he's still Luthor Strode. The mind commands, and the body listens. That was a mantra that they go by every day. But obviously a drugged up Luthor stood no chance against this guy. But he still held his own, because he was still Luthor freaking Strode, tossing the fat man to the window. But the thing is, he wasn't thinking, because he tossed the fat man to the body of the people he just killed, and they had guns. And so the fat man picked up an AK-47 and went to work. But just outside, Petra had seen the bus that was filled with all the bosses of this gang, and she decided to plug it full with holes. But the butler was with that smoke, coming out and having a gun battle with Petra, which she won because she had a freaking AK-47 or M9. I can't figure which gun that is, but still she won. And she was about to execute the boss as well, because all this was his doing before the fat man came flying into their van. Luthor has apparently won this battle, which was to be expected. The fat man was apparently about 200 years old. But the boss saw the gun and took the opportunity to shoot at Petra, but she was just crazy, slamming the AK-47 in his face. She don't play. But anyways, the fat man was currently bleeding out of his mind. This guy was just way too talented. Luthor might be peak of their kind. Even while tranquilized, they still clashed, and that clash shattered buildings. Petra jumped into the van and told the boss to drive because she was going to help her friend. And right now, she had to help Luthor. And she shot. But the thing is, bullets don't affect people like them. So it was literally just a nuisance. She shot and shot. And even the fat man was like, bruh, can you stop? You're distracting me. And because he was distracted, Luthor got the upper hand, tossing him in the path of the car. Mind you, the car was moving and it wasn't moving slow. He should be dead, but he wasn't. And for some reason, Luthor failed to comprehend the fact that if he could heal from it, the fat man could definitely heal from it. Before he could even celebrate, the fat man was back, and he grabbed a hold of Petra's neck, threatening Luthor that he was going to kill her unless Luthor comes to save her. And he was coming, filled with rage. Which is why the fat man told the rich prick to drive because he didn't want to die. You don't threaten a man's woman. That's just like a no-no. And Luthor was inches away from saving her, but they were just too fast. And remember, Luthor is drugged up. So obviously he could have caught them, but he was drugged up, so he lost them. But the thing is, they left the butler behind, and Luthor was going to get this information one way or another. But like I said, the butler was with the smoke. He wasn't going to tell Luthor shit. But Luthor made it clear that the whole point of all of this was just to catch him. The fat man was using the butler and his boss. That right now, his boss is going to probably die. So give me the address now. Back with the fat man though, he was actually surprised at this outcome. He thought Luthor would be an easy catch, but he is apparently the best of them. He was a serious threat, and now he's going to need help. So they go back to the mansion, and the rich prick is pissed off that Luthor is not normal. There is no way they're going to survive the night, but the fat man was not even worried because he had a plan in a briefcase. A backup plan that could not be released till now because he was such a threatening presence. But now he was needed. Jack the Ripper was needed. You heard me right. Jack the freaking Ripper, the serial killer from London, was needed. The mind commands and the body agrees. Of course he didn't age, but rather he aged slowly. Because right now, he was being freed just to kill Luthor Strode. And the gift, or the offering, was Luthor Strode's woman. Jack the Ripper had a thing for women. So this gave him extra motivation. And the fact that he got to kill. He really enjoys killing. So right now he had to put on his equipment, his trench coat, his precious darlings, his two sharp-ass knives, and his perfect hat, because he was on the hunt, and his prey had just pulled into the mansion. Luthor Strode versus Jack the Ripper. Crazy.